everybody, JC here with another T&I toy review. And today's review is in association with MarvelousNews.com, your #1 news source for everything Marvel. And for today's review, we're going to be taking a look at the upcoming Marvel Legends Infinite Series 6-inch Ghost Rider figure from Hasbro. Now this figure is part of the Spider-Man Legends Rhino Build-A-Figure wave, and it comes packaged in the same style packaging we've seen with the other figures in this wave. You've got the Marvel logo up top as opposed to the Spider-Man logo, since this character is not directly related to Spider-Man. You've got the figure clearly displayed in the window box packaging, and then you've got the Infinite Series logo down below. On one side we have an image of Ghost Rider, and then on the other we have an image of Misty Knight, and then on the back we have a look at both figures. These figures are labeled as Heroes for Hire, and they're kind of swap figures in the wave, even though both figures do ship in the same assortment. And then down below we have a look at the other figures in the Rhino Build-A-Figure series. Okay, so let's get this figure open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside of the packaging. Now first of all, this figure comes with the left leg of the Rhino Build-A-Figure, and we'll be looking at this figure, the Rhino, once we have all the parts assembled and ready to put together. So we'll be looking at the Rhino in its own review in the next few days, so stay tuned for that. As for the Ghost Rider figure itself, I gotta say I really like this figure. I think Hasbro's done a very good job with this one. I really like the head sculpt. Now, I haven't been reading Ghost Rider. I haven't read Ghost Rider in ages. You know, I used to read Ghost Rider back in the 90s during the Dan Keach era, but I assume this looks more like John Blaze, so I'm assuming this is the Johnny Blaze version of Ghost Rider, who I think is the current and main Ghost Rider. I could be wrong on that, but this looks more like Johnny Blaze than Dan Keach to me. So I haven't bought a Ghost Rider figure either in years since the Toy Biz era. So I don't have any of the previous Hasbro Ghost Rider figures, but I do think this is a very nice looking figure. Now it does primarily use the body mold for, I think this mold was originally used for the AIM Soldier, but it also shares most of the same parts as Star-Lord, the Guardians of the Galaxy Star-Lord. So the upper torso, the legs, the feet are different. The hands are the same, but a little different with the gloves. The heads are obviously different. Ghost Rider's they've got different neck pieces. Star-Lord's got a different belt. So there are some differences, but the main body, like the upper torso and the legs and the arms, are from this Star-Lord. So as I said, I do have the Toy Biz Ghost Rider figure. So this is the Dan Keach Ghost Rider from Toy Biz, and you know, I definitely like this new head sculpt better. This one's a little bit taller, you can see, and then here's Toy Biz's Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider. And I like this head sculpt too. I mean, this one's actually got pretty good detail on it for the skull and everything. But I like how this one illuminates the light. It's translucent. The head's basically translucent. So I like that. But these are both pretty good figures. This one's a little bit taller. This one's probably got some nicer paint applications overall. But I kind of like this new one a little bit better. Now another cool feature that this figure has is he's got a working jaw, and then again he's got the translucent skull, so it really illuminates the light well. The neck piece is also, the ball joint and everything is also translucent. He's got some flame effects coming out from his shirt, so that's a nice touch. He's got a chain around his chest, which is done with a silver metallic paint. I almost think this might have been cooler if it had been like vac metal, but I don't know. Maybe that would be too shiny. And you can take it off. It's just plastic. You can take it off. Comes off pretty easily. You just got to pop the head off. And it's just a round chain. So you can't really do anything with it other than put it over his chest. But I actually like the figure better with the chain on than without the chain. Paint applications, though aren't very detailed, are fairly solid. No paint blemishes that I've been able to see. It's mostly a black costume. He's got that lighter, almost white, grayish trim on his chest and around his collar. He's got like a silver metallic belt. And then he's got, like on his boots, he's got silver belt buckles. And again, these are the same feet as the Star-Lord figure. Now, at least the upper feet. The bottom part of the feet are actually different from Star-Lord, but this upper part of the feet with the belt buckles and everything are the same. Probably the most disappointing thing about the figure is that he doesn't come with his motorcycle. Like the old Toy Biz figures used to come with bikes. This one, however, does not. Different day and age, you know, an accessory like that would probably make the figure too expensive. But if you still have one of those old Ghost Rider bikes, then this figure definitely will fit on those, and looks pretty good. This is the Johnny Blaze motorcycle. And then here he is on the old Dan Keech motorcycle. And he doesn't fit quite as well on this one, but for the most part he looks pretty good, especially from the front. Now I don't know what bike Ghost Rider rides today, so I don't know which is his current incarnation for a motorcycle. This one I always like the best. So the figure stands at about 6 3/4 inches tall. Okay, just for some size comparisons, here again real quick, he is next to that that Dan Keech Ghost Rider from Toy Biz, and you can see the new Hasbro one's a little bit taller. Same with the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider from Toy Biz. And just some, and then here he is next to the Star-Lord figure, which they share most of the same parts. Now, Ghost Rider is a little bit taller because Ghost Rider does have thicker feet, and then the flames give him a little extra height as well. And just some more comparisons with some of Ghost Rider's running buddies. Now these are all mostly Toy Biz figures, but here he is next to the Toy Biz Vengeance figure. And these two are about the same height. Vengeance actually maybe has a little extra height on him with these things on top of his head, but these two are about the same height. Blade, this is the Toy Biz Blade figure, and again Ghost Rider's a little bit taller. Same with the Toy Biz Punisher figure. And then here he is next to the Diamond Select, Marvel Select Mephisto figure. And Mephisto is taller. This is a 7-inch scale figure, so you can see, you know, these two, I'd say, are pretty good scale with each other. And then just for one more, Mephisto's son, Blackheart. And again, Blackheart's got a little bit of height on Ghost Rider. Articulation is pretty decent on this figure. The head is just on a ball joint, so he can look left and right. He does actually have good up and down movement though, because the neck is high enough off the figure, so even though there's not a hinge there, he still has good up and down movement with the head. And then as I mentioned before, he's got that articulated jaw for penance stare, so that's a cool feature I like on this figure. Arms are attached with your standard ball hinge joints. Now it's got that kind of shoulder pad cut, so it does limit a little bit how much you can get it out, but not too bad. You can still get his arm out pretty good. And then he's got good rotation there. He's got the bicep swivel. He's got a double jointed elbow, so he's got good bending at the elbow. And then he's got swivel and the hinges at the wrist, so he's got good up and down movement with the hands, which helps when you're getting him on the motorcycle if you've got one of those older Toy Biz ones. He's got the swivel joint, he's got a crunch joint so he can crunch down and he can look up. Legs are attached with ball joints so he can do the splits about that much. He can get his leg forward about that much. Can't really do his leg back because of the way the butt's sculpted. Has the thigh swivel. Double jointed knee, so he's got good bending at the knee. No boot cuff swivel. Does have ankle pivot though, so good movement with the ankle. And then 2 peg holes on the bottom of his feet. Okay, so that's my review. Overall, I really like this figure. I think it's definitely one of the nicer Ghost Rider figures that we've gotten, but I'm not sure if it's the best. I definitely like the head sculpt on this one. That is my favorite thing about this figure. I like how it picks up the light, the translucent picks up the light and gives that glowing effect. I like the articulated jaw. I think that's a really cool extra feature. I think the overall figure looks good. It's not quite as detailed paint application wise as the old Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider figure from Toy Biz, and that one had some just kick-ass details, even here in the chest area, where you can start to see his skull under his jacket. I mean, that's just really nice detail. And on the skull itself, I mean, only the flames on the top are translucent, but some really nice detailing with the paint applications on the skull. So this one is still a very nice figure. I like the bigger size. Obviously this modern one fits in better with the more modern figures. This one's a little bit on the smaller side. But, these two are very close together, I would say, as far as, being the best two Ghost Rider figures that we have. Now, I don't have any of the other Hasbro figures, so obviously I don't have a whole lot of hands-on with those to compare, but just from what I've seen with images, I like this better than any of the other Hasbro Ghost Rider figures to date. Now, the most disappointing thing about this Ghost Rider figure is that he doesn't come with his motorcycle. That's kind of a signature thing for Ghost Rider. Again, I understand it in this day and age with costs and everything, that it probably is just not feasible like it was back in the Toy Biz days, but it would have been nice if we had somehow gotten that as an accessory. Now, if you have one of the old Toy Biz Ghost Rider motorcycles, it will work pretty good with this figure. So, that hopefully if you have one of those, you can, dig it out from wherever you got it and you can use it with this figure. So this figure, along with the rest of the Rhino Build-A-Series figures, is slated to hit shelves here in the United States within the next couple weeks. It has started to hit shelves overseas, and that's usually an indication that we should start seeing them here any day now. We'll have a full gallery of images of the figure over at MarvelousNews.com. There's a link in the description below for that. And as always, we ask, leave a comment, let us know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. And until next time, I'll catch you later. Prepare to know the true meaning of Ghost Rider's power. Prepare to know the true meaning of hell.